Jai Shri Ram. Sambhuti and Asambhuti. Now, these two words occur several times obviously in the Upanishads, but here is one mantra from the Ishavasya Upanishad. Andha tamah pravishanti ye sambhutim upasate tato bhuya ivate tamo ya u sambhutyarataha. Okay. अंधः तम प्रविशन्ति ये संभूतिम उपासते. अंधः तम प्रविशन्ति ये संभूतिम उपासते ततो भूय इवते तमो य उ संभूत्यरतः. रताः. Okay. Sambhuti means manifest and Asambhuti means unmanifest. That is one definition. Now at the end of this discussion you will realize why Sanskrit words are untranslatable. The point I am trying to get at is Sanskrit words are untranslatable. Because English is such a disgustingly impotent language, it has to steal words from everywhere. And these idiots unfortunately don't understand unless we translate it into some English word which they know. So I feel sad and sorry for them, and also for those Hindus who unfortunately Macaulay Putras, I too was one anyway. I am overcoming that slowly. So a lot of damage has been done because of missionary schools and missionary schooling. So they have ensured that we develop a self-hatred, self-loathing. So we hate being Hindus. That is the stage to which we have fallen, degenerated. And unfortunately, I have undertaken this task as my objective goal in life is to reboot Hinduism, and I am finding it's quite a challenging task. The current generation is completely lost. They want to be more American than the American. Okay, anyway, Sambhuti is a word which is translated into English with different meanings. And at the end, we will have to arrive at our own understanding of what this Sambhuti is. Sambhuti, see, Chinmayananda, Swami Chinmayananda must have said it is manifest. Sambhuti means manifest. Asambhuti means unmanifest. Okay. Look at the description of the mantra, translation. Ishavasya Upanishad number 12. This is the mantra number 12. Ishavashyam incidentally has 18 mantras. Okay. They fall into blinding darkness who worship the unmanifested Prakriti. Okay. That means if you worship Panchabhutalu, Agni, Vayu, Bhumi, Apa, Tejas and all this, ether. So, that is the unmanifested. What do you call that? Animism or worshipping the elemental forces. Okay. So who is worshipping Baba? Show me one Christian, one Hindu who is worshipping. Even during the Vedic times, there was no one. So where is the question of one worshipping? Okay, Advaita. In Advaita, but Shankaracharya used Advaita as a weapon to beat the hell out of all those idiots who were attacking Veda and Brahmanism. And of course there's no Brahmanism, by the way. This is a term again used, it's a slur. Brahmanism is actually a pejorative, derogatory, insulting slur to attack Brahmins. But actually the whole function of Sanatan Dharma is to raise everyone to the level of a Brahmin, to make everyone a Brahmin. Khatam. Brahmin means a guna karma. The gunas of a Brahmin, the karmas of a Brahmin. Gunas means, what are the gunas of a Brahmin? One who learns knowledge, who acquires, who studies, who reads, who has the patience and interest and passion to read books and then learn and teach it in a way that others can understand. If you can read but you can't teach, then you're not a Brahmin. So you have to be able to teach it, and you should have patience, because many students, will irritate you, annoy you, never develop any animosity towards. That is why we have the Shanti mantras. Shanti mantras, basically, one of the Shanti mantras goes like this: let us not hate each other. See, the problem with teacher-student relationship is sometimes there is always a possibility. A teacher, if he doesn't explain, the student may develop some dislike. Slowly that dislike will grow into hatred. And vice versa. Even after explaining 10 times, this fellow is not listening, he is not paying attention, he is fidgety, he is fidgety, he is unstable and he doesn't understand, and you get angry and finally you get frustrated. In fact, in some of my classes I remember having told my students, hey, listen, after 35 years of teaching English and GRE I've been teaching for 25 years now, English professor 35 years, and marketing, management, psychology, I've taught half a dozen subjects, I've written 5 textbooks, and I think I'm a pretty good teacher. And when I discuss, I have had situations in my classrooms where after explaining things to the best of my ability using a bilingual approach, where I'm using Telugu also, after listening to me, when I have patiently explained, let us say, a text completion exercise, one of them, big one, 10-15 minutes, then the fellow gently asked me, sir, why is this not the answer? So this happened several times in my class. So I had to tell very politely. I mean, all along I have been trying to tell you why that is not the answer, damn it. And I have explained the meanings of the words and how they fit in and what is the collocation and turn of phrase, idiomatic expressions, figurative expressions. Oh my God, language learning is not easy. That is why, unless somebody said, every teacher is a teacher of English. See, if in your school your English teacher is teaching you good English, good grammar, but suppose all the other teachers speak bad English, then you are likely to acquire bad English. You are not likely to be a good speaker of English. In my case, fortunately, my father being a Supreme Court lawyer, we used to have English newspapers, all English books at home, and unfortunately, as a result, I did not gain a purchase on Telugu, my mother tongue, which I am trying now. But it's all right. So I'm mastering. But so every teacher is a teacher of English. So English learning. So I finally told that student, this kind of an interaction happened several times. I told him in a very sarcastic way. Even that fellow did not understand. I said, I am probably in the wrong profession. I should be in the agricultural fields, doing some vyavasayam. Probably I am in the wrong field. Probably I don't know. I am laboring under the delusion that I am a good speaker of English and I also am a good teacher of GRE verbal. That's probably my biggest delusion. So what can we do? Sambhuti. Okay. They fall into blinding darkness who worship the unmanifest. Okay. Maybe this is a counter against Advaitic tendencies where you say Brahman, it's all, and many that Zakir Naik and some other Christian apologists and Muslim apologists, they use this phrase against us. Na pratima asti, there is no image of God. Na pratima asti. Now there is no image of God is used repeatedly to attack Hindus that they should not be worshipping any idol. Now na pratima asti means that there is no image. Okay. No exact image, no exact likeness. Okay, that concept I will discuss later. Now, are we worshipping idols? No. Do we worship you wear a watch to know time? Do you think that the watch is time? No. The watch reminds you. The clock at home on the wall. Why do you have the clock there? Because that helps you to know time. So the idol helps you to focus your mind on God. We don't worship the sand or metal with which the idol is created. And Bhagavad Gita 12th chapter 5th shlokam. Kleshodhika tarastesham avyakta saktachetasam avyakta hi gatir dukkham dehavadbhiravapyate. Krishna says the difficulty of those who try to worship the unmanifested is much greater, indicating that you are perfectly justified. And in fact, my conviction, I hold the conviction that Krishna is a person. The highest reality is a person. He has a personal relationship. That is why Veda also talks about the two birds. Dva suparna sayuja sakhaya samanam ruksham parishasvajate tayoranyah pippalam swadvati anashnannanyo abhichakashiti. The two birds. A bird is a bird. Damn it, it's a being. It's an entity which has a form, a morphology, a shape. It is not formless. Okay. So, why should God be formless, by the way? Are you going to dictate to God, hey, Mr. God, you cannot take a form? Who the hell do you think you are? If God decides to take a form, He can take any form. Now, na pratima asti basically would mean that you cannot have one image. All faces are His faces. In fact, I hold the conviction that every face that I see is Krishna's face. Every name is Krishna's name. I see Krishna everywhere. You get it? So anyway, Sambhuti is described as manifest and Asambhuti is unmanifest. But those who devote themselves to the manifested, Hiranyagarbha, enter into greater darkness. Swami Chinmayananda. I have not seen anybody who is worshipping Hiranyagarbha. Oh, okay, Hiranyagarbha. That means he who holds the whole of the earth within his tummy, Garbha. Yeah, everything is within him because nothing can be beyond him. If anything is beyond God, then that means God has a boundary line and a limit. Then that means God cannot be omnipotent. And he cannot be omniscient. Stupid religions don't understand this philosophy. Okay, let's see the next one. Asambhuti. Okay, we just finished that. Now, explanation of Sambhuti, the choosing and therefore the becoming of a life divine. Now, this is one more. This is a new twist now. And Asambhuti, the cessation of all undivine activities pursued when living as a helpless slave to 1,000 passions, beautifully reconciles the seeming contradiction in this mantra. Okay. Somebody tried very hard to explain what Swami Chinmayananda said and actually made it even more confusing now. Explanation of Sambhuti. What is this? What is it written? What is written there? Explanation of Sambhuti, the choosing and therefore the becoming of a life divine. Okay. So if you choose Sambhuti, you will become life divine. And Asambhuti, the cessation of all the undivine activities pursued when living as a helpless slave to 1,000 passions, beautifully reconciles. My God, I don't understand what's being said here. So let us leave it there. So Yajurveda chapter 40, again the same mantra with a slight change in words occurs. Andah tamah pravishanti ye sambhutim upasate. Ye sambhutim upasate. Tato bhuya ivate tamo ya u sambhutyarataha. Those people enter into darkness who worship only Asambhuti, and those too enter into darkness who worship only Sambhuti. So the suggestion is you should worship both Sambhuti and Asambhuti. The critics say Sambhuti means the created objects like the idols, and Asambhuti means the natural objects like fire and water. Okay, Baba, we are not worshipping idols. At best, you can call it deity worship. I am reminded of Krishna when I see a statue of Krishna. I am not worshipping that statue. But yes, of course. And anyway, where is Krishna not there? The double slit experiment says consciousness is the ultimate reality. Double slit experiment, please research if you don't know, or watch my video on that also. So everything is holy. That is why in Hinduism we don't touch anything with our feet. As soon as we get up in the morning, we utter a prayer also. Samudra vasane devi parvata sthanamandale Vishnu patni namastubhyam padasparsha kshamaswame. As soon as we get up, we pray to Mother Earth. Mother, I am touching you with my feet. Please pardon me. Please pardon me. Kshaminjandi. See, again in English, kshaminchu, kshamaswame, pardon is the nearest word. But pardon sounds so weak and feeble. Look at the word kshamaswame. It sounds so magical, powerful, electrifying, galvanizing. And you are actually begging pardon of Mother Earth because you are putting your feet on her. But you know, a baby while in the womb will kick the mother, and a baby when it has been delivered also, a baby, when you hold a baby, when it kicks you with its tender feet, do you get angry? No, the mother does not. Mother actually loves the kicks of the baby also. No problem. That's the mother. That's the nature of the mother. So Asambhuti, we are not worshipping idols, Baba. It is deity worship. Okay, and Krishna is everywhere. Even in the subatomic particle, he is there. So I can worship that also. So what's your bloody problem, you idiot? There are many idiots who are saying that you should not worship. I'll worship Ray Bhai. Am I trying to convert you? Proselytization? No. Am I conducting any inquisition, which means interrogation with torture? And then am I trying to kill you because you are an infidel? You are a kafir, pagan, heathen. You don't worship my God. Therefore, I have to kill you. Is that my holy duty? Is that what I believe? No. Then why the hell are you criticizing my belief? Am I wasting any of your resources? No. If I waste my resources, you can actually gently remind me to reform me. That also I am willing to listen to. But who the bloody F do you think you are to criticize me? Okay, now this is Sambhuti Asambhuti mess they have created. Mantra 9 is don't worship Sambhuti or Asambhuti alone. Okay, thank you, Ji. Mantra 10 is the effects of Sambhuti are different from the effects of Asambhuti. Now, who has to sit down and write list out all the effects? Mantra 11. Hence, worship both Sambhuti and Asambhuti. And 12 we have read. 12 we have just read. Yeah. So, what is the 12th one? 12th one is this. Those who अंधः तम प्रविशन्ति ये संभूतिम उपासते ततो भूय इवते तमो या संभूत्यरताः rata means enjoys. Those who devote themselves to self negation. Okay, now one more new meaning has been given here. Somebody has written this. I picked up. See, I did a little bit of research on the internet and picked up different from different blogs, different people trying very hard to explain this in English and actually getting confused and trying to confuse everyone. See, somebody has written, those who devote themselves purely to self-negation. Oh, Asambhuti means now self-negation. Enter into thick darkness. Those who devote themselves purely to self-contemplation, you go into greater darkness. अच्छा, संभूति means self contemplation, asambhuti means self negation. अरे क्यों यार? Why create so much mess? The person who understands both contemplation and self negation together will cross over death. बाप रे, अरे नायना. Prabhupada, Swami Prabhupada, founder of ISKCON, what does he say? He says, his commentary. Mantra 12, Andham tam apravishanti ye sambhutim upasate tato bhuya ivate tamo ya u sambhutyam rataha. Asambhutim upasate sambhutyam rataha. These two phrases are enough for us. So Andham means ignorance, tamah means darkness, pravishanti. Andham means ignorance, tamah is darkness. Pravishanti enter into. Asambhutim, demigods. Oh, Prabhupada is giving us a new meaning. Asambhuti means demigods and Sambhuti means the absolute. Those who are engaged in the worship of demigods enter into the darkest region of ignorance, and still more so do the worshippers of impersonal absolute. Of course, Swami Prabhupada is trying to tell us that beyond the impersonal is Sri Krishna, who is a person. The Supreme Godhead is a personality. And the impersonal absolute is the light emanating from the tip of his toe, something like that. So that means beyond the impersonal light is Krishna. So Krishna, who is a person, but the body is not a physical body like yours and mine, because we are bound to our bodies. We think that all bodies are just like our bodies. That is Sachidananda Vigraha. This is Nirananda Vigraha. This is Nirananda Vigraha, that is Sachidananda Vigraha. The Vigraham is different. Okay, so Prabhupada is actually telling us that don't worship shopkeepers, chota gods, worship Krishna. So if you worship chota gods, again you will get into, you are wasting your time. That means, people are worshipping all kinds of petty gods who are petty shopkeepers running small kirana kotus. And they are merchants actually. And worse still, if you are a desert rat, then you are worse. You are worshipping a bloodthirsty psychopath. And graves and tombs and Chandmiyas and Jupiter Miyas, these idiots are also there. So Vedam is saying, and Swami Prabhupada is also saying, if you worship these demigods, you will go into the darkest region of hell. And into a more darker region, those fellows will go, who say that everything is formless. So actually, if you see, Islam and Christianity are saying that their God is formless, but they worship in a particular direction. How do you know if he is formless, that he is in a particular direction? You can be in a particular direction only if you have a form. Okay, isn't it? So they have their own idols. The holy book is an idol. The mosque is an idol, the Kaaba is an idol, the Bible is an idol, the rood, the cross is an idol. They have their own idols but criticize everyone else, Hindus, as idol worshippers. You yourself have your own idols, Baba. When you're pointing one finger at us, you are not noticing that there are three fingers pointing back at you. So Vedam is actually saying, if you worship demigods, you will go to hell, and if you worship the impersonal absolute or formless God, you will go into greater hell. So whom should you worship? Krishna. So what did you understand at the end of this discussion? What is this Sambhuti and Asambhuti? Okay, so many meanings. And so many people are giving so many meanings. I think finally we must understand that this is an untranslatable words. I am settling with this one meaning. Prabhupada has enlightened me. He has enlightened me. Sambhuti means created things like idols and demigods. Okay, don't worship that. Worship what is beyond the idol and worship who is beyond the demigod. All the demigods are actually working in the bureaucracy of Krishna. So if you know the Prime Minister, why should you waste your time going to the local constable? So Sambhuti means these demigods and created things. Asambhuti means the impersonal, formless God. So don't worship formless God. Don't worship these created things and demigods, petty fellows. Worship Krishna. Jai Shri Ram.